Hey guys, it's Steph. Welcome back to my channel. This is going to be the start of a weekly vlog. I'm just sitting here in my car. I'm kind of waiting for a moment. I went out for a beautiful morning walk. I'll be putting some video on the screen here because it was extra beautiful. And I say that every time that I say I went for a walk, but I really appreciate my morning walks. It's one of the little things in life that I just so authentically appreciate and love, and it kind of never gets old, especially when it's sunny and the way that the sun hits off the leaves and shines through the trees. Where I walk is just really beautiful, and it's just peaceful and calming and really good for my soul. I know that sounds cheesy, but I really mean it. I really love it. And yeah, I love where I'm at in life, that they just, how meaningful it feels to me. Anyways, well, I'm waiting because as I was kind of finishing my walk, I wanted to check in and start a little video as well anyways. And sometimes I try to do it when I'm out walking, but then I'll cross paths with someone and I get shy. Gary called me. He's at a doctor's appointment, and he was just waiting in the waiting room, but he asked me if I wanted to meet up for breakfast and after his appointment was done. So now I'm just kind of waiting to hear from him. So we're gonna do that. Breakfast is my favorite meal of the day. Usually always get Eggs Benedict. I wanted to check in about my job, I guess a small life update for myself. I have shared that I had been working in the airport, and it had been for the past 7 months. I was in the retail space. I actually worked for an agency. So there's, various different counters and brands in the beauty, fragrance, skincare realm. And you can be a brand ambassador for just a particular brand, but I was just somebody that would fill in at various different areas, which had its pros, but it's not always the best spot to be. I would rather be stationary in one spot. But anyways, there was a few main reasons why I left. First of all, and I mentioned this in another video, I was paying €18 every day, aka $20, to park every single shift because they were never able to get me a parking permit for the employee parking lot, because right around the time I started, it happened to have just gotten completely full. And so the DAA or whoever is technically in charge of that parking was just not giving any parking passes out. And I think that became to be kind of universal. Even in the retail space, certain brands would already have a designated amount of permits they could give out to their staff. Anyways, it wasn't happening for me. And I didn't want to take the bus. Listen, I wanted to be able to drive to work no matter what. I wouldn't have taken the job if I couldn't. But also, even trying to shift frame of mind and be like, okay, I'll take the bus. I know people might be thinking I could have done that, but I don't want to walk to the bus stop alone by myself at 3:30 in the morning, middle of the night, like a woman by herself. And then also for when I'm leaving work, I like to just be able to have my car, because I'm usually going to get the kids after I leave work, going to get the kids from school, and I feel just more dependable on the car rather than public transport. I don't think it's severe lacks in dependability, but once in a while it can not be super duper dependable or something. So another main reason is that the job was just not busy enough for myself. I need to stay busier. So yeah, I'll just wrap up with one last thing. It was, again, the start time. I already had shifts that usually started around 5 a.m., sometimes 6 a.m., but I was getting a lot of shifts that started at 4 a.m. right when the duty-free opens. And so I'm up at 2:30 in the morning for that. And then when you have to go get, after work, you would get the kids and stuff to do laundry and house chores and cook dinner. It was just not good for my body to be waking up that early. And if there was other pros that at least help contribute to offset that, it would maybe be different. But yeah, I tried to stick it out, but I left, and we're in an incredibly blessed position where I didn't necessarily have to have something else lined up first before. So I will be on the hunt for something else. What I'd really prefer is for my YouTube channel to just take off, and that could be my income. I am part of the YouTube Partner Program, which is really cool, but I don't make very much, which is totally fine. And I always view it as such an accomplishment that I even made the 2 qualifications. It's like having 1,000 subscribers and then having 4,000 hours worth of watch time in 1 year. And so it's even special. And literally, even the last video I post, I'm at 1.4 thousand views in a day and a half. So yeah. And I like making videos, and especially, anytime I can include beautiful clips of Ireland, that's my favorite. I say that a little bit playfully, but of course subscribe to my channel and like this video. Yeah, I'm gonna be on the hunt for something else. I feel like I'm being too picky, but you know, you want to find something that feels at least somewhat right for myself and near enough and stuff, and that has parking for me. That's enough of me chit-chatting right now. I'm gonna pop into the little store that's here. I was waiting till it opened at 9:30, and then I'll be waiting for Gary to call me back, and I'll check in later in this. It'll be a second for you, and I'll check in later for me. Okay, it's just a little bit later in the day. I got home from breakfast. I'm doing some laundry. I took a shower. That's why my hair is down for a moment. I never wear my hair down. It's super fine. I have like probably an average amount of hair, but my actual strands are so fine that it just feels thin. Not that anyone needs the in-depth about my complex about my hair. But anyways, it does look nice right now. I like seeing it down, and it's getting kind of longer than it was, but I'm gonna end up putting it back in a scrunchie. I'm getting together with a friend later, which I actually met her through my YouTube channel because she's from Germany, but she was living in the States at the time when she was watching my channel, knowing that she was going to be moving to Ireland with her husband is from Ireland, as is like mine. And we talked for a while, and safely, I wasn't like just meeting strangers on the internet for my comments. I got a good gist of who she was from our back and forth, and then we met. And yeah, it's really nice to, I just like simply, we get along well, and I like getting together with her, and we clicked easily, but it's also nice having somebody that's like lived in the States and then moved to Ireland, and you know, you can relate to like, I don't know, the ups and downs of moving countries and stuff. So yeah, I don't have anything like too important to say, but that's kind of how vlogs go. I was just gonna say a couple things I did upstairs in the house. Bedrooms in Ireland can be a little bit smaller on average, and that's okay. The main thing that I'm here to vent about is just sometimes the lack of storage space. I just wish we had a little bit more wardrobe space, essentially. Maybe even like a towel closet. We do have a hot press, but the way that it's situated, it's not really suitable for storage beyond like some little bags or little travel totes or something. So yeah. So sometimes, you know, we're making our compromises. So my point is I got this new thing for the hallway, which it's not ideal when you have a limited space to have something like that out in the open. It's not the most appealing, but I do like it more than I thought I would. It's €39 from IKEA. Gary and I were using Molly's wardrobe for our clothes and for towels and stuff. But like, she really needs her wardrobe space. She kept all of her clothes in the drawers underneath her bed, but her bedroom's already super small as it is. The third and sometimes fourth bedrooms in Ireland, I'm like, you guys could have literally just gave us even one more foot of space. They're like, to be honest, and we were blessed, and we had a nice size house in the States, especially for the fact that it costs like half the price of what this house cost. But what I'm trying to say is our ensuite bathroom was bigger than Molly's bedroom here. And our house wasn't like big, like, you know, super big and fancy or anything, but yeah, it's all good. It's, you know, like, I actually genuinely don't mean to complain, but you just have to get a little crafty with how you organize and store things. So we just work on that as time goes on. So we have this thing in the hallway so we can give Molly's wardrobe space back to her, even storing some of her extra teddies and toys. Yes, she has even more teddies than what you see there. And the other thing was she really wanted a vanity, which you can see there, and I'll put a picture here. Ordered that on Wayfair, put it together. I think it was really good value. It was affordable enough. I did spend almost 3 hours putting it together, but she got some Christmas money from grandparents, so that's what she had really been wanting one. But because we have that there, we had to take out this, because this is where the vanity was gonna go, because there's not room to have both. So which takes away some storage, hence why we needed the wardrobe space. Now we kind of need to find somewhere for this, which we can put this in the living room or even like the kitchen dining area. But although it's not ideal where it is, I might keep it, clear all of her stuff out of it, put a lamp and a plant on top, and then use it for towel storage, because it would just be really handy. Again, it's not super ideal, but you just make your compromises with what you got, because homes in Dublin are pricey. So, you know, you might have more things on your wish list that you weren't able to obtain, which is fine. So anyways, so that's my little home bits that I've done upstairs just to try to help with organization and storage. The next thing I was going to share, because it's it's a very beautiful pro and a very much appreciated especially being from the States and now living in Europe, thing that I love about living in Ireland is the accessibility to the rest of Europe, and even being able, obviously it's not as far, and then you can often find pretty good or even pretty darn good value when it comes to the flights to check out other countries in Europe. So Gary had this idea to do just a weekend away, but separately we each take a kid and just kind of have that special memory of just a weekend away, like one-on-one time with your parent. So Gary's going with Molly to Barcelona. I'm going with Kiva to Brussels, Belgium next month. And I'm really looking forward to it. And I think like our flights were like, for me and Kiva, €97 round trip. That was even on Aer Lingus. It wasn't even Ryanair. So that's really, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be fun just having one-on-one time with Kiva, and then the same for Molly and Gary. But then also really cool to see a new city. We've been to Spain several times. Gary loves Barcelona. So he did end up choosing that, but Kiva and I wanted to choose something a bit different. So I've never been there, and we are looking forward to it. And I'm really grateful and really appreciative to have the opportunity to do it. I'm gonna go. I want to just head to Penny's real quick just to get like a new hairbrush, and there's 2 other things, and they were simple and little, and I know I need to write them down in the notes on my phone, but then I'm like, no, I'll remember that, and now I don't remember that. Yeah, that's all. I'll check in later. Okay, Friday morning, I went for a walk, and then I went to the shopping center because that's where the most convenient nearest post office is. And then I also needed to do some grocery shopping. I was just thinking about in the car on the way home, saying this to like, just because obviously if you're Irish, it's nothing new to you. And I probably mentioned this before, but to any Americans watching, sometimes the grocery stores can be in the malls. I mean, they usually use the term shopping center, but like people know what mall means. So I find that like sometimes that's not the most ideal. Anyways, like for example, I think Dunnes is probably still my favorite grocery store. I like Lidl as well. I actually did stop at Lidl too before I went to the shopping center, but I didn't want to get any cold food at Lidl because I wanted to do a couple of things in the shopping center before I did my main grocery shop. Yeah, but see, sometimes I go to Tesco, which there's probably a couple things like that I do like about Tesco, but ultimately anytime I'm going to Tesco for the most part, it's because of its proximity and convenience, and that it's not attached to a shopping center. And because like the shopping centers can get quite busy, and then especially if you're going on a weekend, although obviously the weekend at the grocery store is busier as well. But I think for obvious reasons, you could see why sometimes like, you know, you'd rather just have a standalone grocery store. But yeah, so actually, because I've been hopping around grocery stores, I didn't have any Dunnes vouchers, but a lot of times you can easily acquire 10 off 50 with your groceries or 5 off of 25. And that's nice about Dunnes as well, when you just scan your card on the app on the phone. Anyways, I'm just gonna do a quick little mini grocery haul because I think they're fun to add to vlogs once in a while, and especially in contrast for any Americans watching, just seeing what the prices are like and stuff over here, and maybe a little bit the selection and stuff. I will say I spent, and I'll put, oh, that's little. I spent $33 there. At Dunnes, I spent $96.49. You know, the more consistently you shop there, you know, I probably would have had I should have had a €10 off, but whatever, I didn't. So, oh, that scared me. I was just about to do a grocery haul for my vlog.
Hi, vlog.
Gary was just out for a walk, trying to do healthier habits. I was actually going to say in my vlog, this grocery haul was a little bit geared at things that are good for high blood pressure, because my hubby has a little bit of high blood pressure. We're realizing we're still in the process of kind of getting a full diagnosis, but yeah, he's been doing his blood pressure at home and stuff. So there's other things beyond what you eat, but obviously what you eat can help. And so, you know, nuts, yogurt and stuff. I made a list of things that he likes out of the foods that are good. So that was like a little bit of the emphasis of the shop, but of course I picked up other things as well. So, I'll do my little haul really quick. First, I got this 24 rolls of toilet paper. I think this was literally only around €6. And then we like the nuts at Little more than Dunn's. That was actually the main reason that I went there. Pistachios, hazelnuts, roasted and salted cashews, more cashews, pistachios. This is so random, but it's like this white self-adhesive film. It goes on wall or furniture, or I kind of want to use it on the fireplace. Like, stay tuned. Maybe I'll include that in a vlog if I do that little project. I just don't like the black on our fireplace, so I thought I thought this could be a good idea if it works out. It was €2. So I also happen to really like Lidl's paper towel because it's a good price and it's kind of like a good thickness. I got a power strip because Molly kind of needs one for her room. Mini command hooks because I got cute little fairy lights for my bedroom, and these were a really good price there because these can be kind of pricey. So I got these to hang out my lights in my room. Then 2 things of chocolate chips because I've been in my baking era and I've been making the best chocolate chip cookies, which I can maybe link the recipe down below. I think I have it in a screenshot from TikTok. And then on to the Dunn's haul. We got these little drinkable yogurts, also these drinkable yogurts, nutty granola, oat milk, regular milk. One of them fell out, but an 8-pack of these Robinson's Fruit Shoots. Kiva loves these. Toilet bowl cleaner. I got a little candle too. These are nice from Dunn's. They don't have like always a whole lot of scent selection in the grocery realm. I have to go upstairs to the home area to find more. So I picked up this one, but I do like this one. But yeah, they're €5 and pretty good size candle. So pretty good scent payoff. Could be better, but for the price, can't complain. Just a little Caesar salad mix. These are handy to have on hand. I like these. No, none of my other family likes that. But new kind of chicken Goujon. Irish chicken filet tenders. Original recipe. I've got this brand before, but never this like gold version. I think maybe they might just have a little bit better flavor. So I like having Goujons on hand for, myself too, but especially when you have kids. Raspberries, shredded cheese, butter, diced chicken breast. I'm going to make this in paneer. I'll show you the sauce, but yeah, I got like an Indian style sauce. I think I got korma and then rice on the side. I'll do that for dinner. I like to do the two. I love paneer, but then it's nice to have chicken. It makes it a little more substantial and a little more protein. Frozen strawberries for smoothies. We also have other frozen fruits already, so I didn't need to grab a lot. We're trying to be better. We're in our smoothie era around here. These popsicles, I hope the girls like these ones. They like I think the brand's called Browntree watermelon ones. They're kind of picky about popsicles, but they also love popsicles. So that's what I call them. Irish people call them ice pops. I got some hummus. I've personally been loving cucumbers, hummus, and then a little I cube up cheese and just have that as a snack. It's kind of just my favorite snack. Green beans, avocados. Got these hemp seeds. I just thought, it makes some pretty good claims. Well, not claims, but as far as what benefits it has, I should say. Protein, vitamin E, iron, potassium, magnesium, phosphorus, omega-3 fatty acids. And I can just either add this right in my smoothie or maybe just sprinkle it on top. Chocolate Nutri-Grain bars, as Molly calls them. That's basically what they're called. I have some eggs, so I just picked up a small 6-pack of eggies, ramen noodles, chicken flavor, brown bread. This is, you can't, when I would come to Ireland and have this with butter, and I especially like it with jam, but even just toasted with butter is delicious. I just found you couldn't replicate this exact brand and taste of brown bread when I try in the States. Of course, there's a huge variety of bread, and of course you could probably find something similar enough, but yeah. Frozen pizza. I also just like to have one of these on hand. I bought this for lunch for myself. It's the tuna mayo California roll. It's basically just, the tuna mayo and then avocado. I grabbed a little soy sauce packet. It's down in there somewhere. Greek yogurt. To go with the granola to have together. There's the cucumbers for my hummus. Bin bags. Garbage bags. Bananas. Kiwis. Not the TikTok ban actually happening. And then the korma sauce for dinner tonight. I think because it was thrown around so much for quite some time, I personally was like, oh, surely it won't actually end up happening. Beyond just not having an app to go scroll and consume content or entertainment or funny things, it just really speaks volumes for what the government was able to come together and quickly eliminate when they wanted to, and the amount of issues that still exist. So many issues, so many important things that don't get the attention that they need, deserve. I won't get into it too much. I've seen so many people put it really well, and yeah, and I agree with those people. I actually, when I went on this morning, I did get this message. I think I could fiddle around enough and create a new account, which I did try to create a new account. I went to log in via phone number and I was like, oh, it's an Irish phone number. My region is set to Ireland in my iPhone or Apple settings. And I honestly thought that my TikTok was set to Ireland as well, my account. I can't look now. I think I could try harder to create a new account and be able to get into TikTok, but it just wouldn't be the same for me. I don't really know that I care to, because the content I consume is 99% from creators in the States, and I love my algorithm, and I definitely get like funny videos or even sometimes a little bit of like maybe beauty or lifestyle, but I get a lot of things that I more so learn from, or things that I've grown to be a little bit more passionate about. Anti-capitalism, anti-racism, anti-misogyny, anti-patriarchy. Don't come for me. Well, I have so many favorite creators. The first one that actually came to my mind is actually somebody who does like funny entertainment style content. His name was Calvin Grinds, and he was usually always in the grocery store. Actually, Ray Monte is someone else that was really funny that he was. My favorite ones of Ray Monte's was when he was in Target and he'd just walk up to random people and like give compliments usually. And then Calvin Grinds would like always act like he was hurt. Like he'd bump into a shopping cart that was just sat still and be like, and pretended that it was the person's fault, like that they bumped into him. Not that there couldn't be fantastic creators, and even of the same realm or nature that I consumed in other countries. I really don't mean that. But I like the first thing I said about just more so, I don't know, maybe like the bigger picture, the bigger message that it kind of delivers, or what it says, or whatever sort of little narrative they're trying to create, or whatever lies they're trying to tell, all allegedly, of course, or whatever they're trying to censor, or whatever they're trying to own is more of the issue, of course, than being able to scroll on an app.
Oh, and also TikTok has become a lot of people's livelihood and career.
I could probably spend a tiny bit less time on TikTok but we'll see what happens. But anyways, I really just popped on to finish this video off. I'm just finishing editing it here. I have my receipts and I'm going on and putting in each individual price, which luckily wasn't like too big of a shop, so shouldn't be, shouldn't take me too much longer. I like to put in the little cha-ching sound as the price pops up on the screen as well. You have to do each of those individually, but it's fine. Anyways, thank you for watching another video. Subscribe to my channel if you like my content and want to see any more from me in the future. And I hope everyone's doing well, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye. Sorry, I did want to say one more thing. I just want to say, like, I know it's going to sound cheesy, but in ways TikTok has, well, A, taught me so much, B, contributed to my personal growth, inspired me to do things offline that have helped me learn even more, and helped even more so contribute to my personal growth, especially with like books that came up because of what I consume and what I further learned from those books. And a lot of creators, especially Black creators, that have taught me so much. Another creator I wanted to mention, Gloria. I think what she was doing in the beauty space was so incredibly important. I mean, she's talented in makeup as it is, but the attention she brought to the lack of inclusivity in the makeup space for Black women and Black men and women and people of color, I think was just such important work and effort that she put into the space. I think online, all over the place, you have to be careful in general. This is me moving on, nothing to do with the content. I was saying Gloria's content. Of course, like online, there's plenty that you need to be careful of, or, false narratives, misinformation and stuff. But like, there is a lot to learn, and listening to other people's lived experience and sharing their perspective and getting more of a firsthand look at what is going on in other parts of the world. There's just reasons that TikTok was, I want to say, beneficial beneficial, is that the word I'm looking for? Helpful, important ways that, I know that like my eyes were opened in certain different ways. I didn't want to get too in depth, so I'm going to try to make it brief. But for example, in 2020, when there was a big uptake in the Black Lives Matter movement, I know it existed beforehand, but being on TikTok, there was a lot of creators that I was listening to that directed me at, it inspired me to read several really good books that further taught me a lot, shifted my perspective and everything of that nature. But there was also just simply creators that I listened to that I just love what they had to say, what they taught me. I appreciate their time immensely. And again, with that, it also contributed to even my growth when I started to try to consume more, systemic racism content and anti-racism content. That's just one example. But anyways, yeah, I guess I just wanted to add on to that. And I think, that could potentially be one of the reasons why the US government doesn't like that app.
Potentially and allegedly, that is.
But anyways, okay, I won't add too much more.